Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up half.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as I'm over here looking at tails and whips like bicep. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot keys. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and wolves. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off.
Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them games, make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF.
Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man?
And make profits.
Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing,
And
dog?
make profits.
Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing?
And make profits.
That TTG money gang,
And making profits.
we some snipers.
Hey yo, what's up everyone? Let me fix my camera. How we doing? What's up? Happy Sunday, my TTG fam. Thank you very much for joining me today for this afternoon edition of the TTG live stream. Yes, we are live streaming today at a different time than we usually do. Why? I'm going to the Yankee game. That is why. Originally the game was at 1:30. Which would have made everything fine for me to do my live stream in the evening like we always do. But ESPN decided that they were going to take the Yankee Red Sox game today, and they were going to make it their national primetime TV spot game. So the game got moved to 7:10. Thank you very much, ESPN, for ruining my 10-month-old sleep schedule, as well as my TTG family's live stream schedule. I appreciate you guys all being here with me tonight. We have a lot to talk about. We've got CPI inflation data. We've got a U.S.-China trade meeting scheduled for Monday. There's a lot going on, a lot to talk about. The markets rallied last week. We want to know, is this rally going to continue, or should we start to get worried about a pullback if that U.S.-China trade war or trade meeting and discussion, if it doesn't go well, what does it mean? Some people are worried we're going to start to see the tariffs in the inflation number that we're going to get this week. We're actually expecting the inflation number to actually go up from what it was last month. So there's a lot riding on the things that are going to be happening in the first half of this week. My name is Michael Edward Paranati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. In case you guys didn't know, well, actually, before we dive into tonight's session, I wanted to give a shout out. I want to thank our partners and our data providers over at Benzinga, TradingView, the NASDAQ, CBOE, OpenAI, Unusual Whales. Guys, these companies are the foundation of what powers TTG. We're very grateful to be able to provide our platform with their data and tools all integrated to help you all learn, trade, and profit consistently. Now, that innovation has also not gone unnoticed. We actually received the 2024 Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. There's my business partner and I actually at the Global Benzinga FinTech Award ceremony receiving that tool, that award for Best AI Analysis Tool. It is a pleasure and an honor to be recognized by industry leaders for what it is that we are doing, implementing AI technology into the platform to help our retail traders from all over the world make better decisions, make money, trade easier, trade smarter, trade better. But this isn't just about winning awards. This is about being part of a community that's constantly growing, learning, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in trading and investing. Members of True Trading Group are part of something real special. I couldn't be any more proud to be on this journey with each and every single one of them. So I hope you guys are ready to roll your sleeves up and get into tonight's session. We got some great content lined up for you guys all here. If this is your first time on TTD's YouTube channel, do yourself a favor. Subscribe to the channel. I do these live streams several times throughout the week. I give you guys golden nuggets, free lessons, education, trade ideas that can help you guys all make money. Don't just tap the like button. Also, smash it like you just hit your biggest trade that you ever had. And of course, turn on your notifications. Don't ever miss out on any one of these live streams. Okay. Now, you might be wondering, first and foremost, who I am and why you should listen to anything it is that I discuss on this channel. It's not because I believe that I'm the world's greatest trader. It's simply because, you know, when I first started my trading career, I was actually working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. My first job right out of college was working on Wall Street. I was trained by professionals right out of the gate. Okay. They actually had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. And then 2008 happened after that. And that was the Great Recession. That was the big stock market crash. But it's also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. And then now you fast forward, and I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group, along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We've helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. We have over 10,000 members in 114 different countries. Truly a global community here at True Trading Group. So again, if you guys are new, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Don't ever miss out on any of these live streams. Now, I also want to make sure that before we go any further, you make sure that you are watching this live. Okay? Make sure that you are watching this live. Okay? Everyone, please answer the poll at the top of your chat as well. Make sure you answer the poll at the top of your chat as well. Okay? Make sure you answer the poll at the top of the chat as well. Then make sure you're watching this live. Okay? You should see a red dot at the bottom left of your screen next to the word live. If you do, that means you're watching live. If you don't, that means you're delayed. And that's going to be a problem for you because later tonight I'm going to be doing a giveaway. That giveaway is going to go as follows. I'm going to provide for you 2 code words throughout this live stream. The first code word's coming here in just a minute. The second code word will come later on during the live stream. Okay. And you're going to need to know those 2 code words. Later on, we'll put everyone's name into a random name picker called the Wheel of Names. We'll spin the wheel live. If your name is called, you'll have 2 minutes to send a text message to a phone number that we're going to put on the bottom of the screen. If you can give me the 2 code words within that 2-minute time frame, then the prize is yours. If you can't, we move on. Now, that's why if you're watching this, let's say 15 minutes delayed, I can call your name. The 2 minutes will come. They'll go. You won't know any different. You would have missed out on your chance of claiming your prize. So go ahead and make sure everyone click the word live. Make sure that you are watching this live and you have a red dot next to the word live. All right. That takes me to the first code word for tonight's giveaway. The first code word for tonight's giveaway is trade. Trade. Okay. The first code word for today's giveaway is trade. Trade. Okay. The first code word is trade. All right. First code word is trade. Again, and I'll just, in case you guys are just joining us now, in case you missed it earlier, but we are doing this live stream today a few hours earlier than usual. So I appreciate you guys joining me on this afternoon. We usually do these live streams on Sunday evenings, but my wife bought me Yankee tickets for my birthday to take our daughter, to her first Yankee game. She's 10 months old. And the game originally was at 1:00. But ESPN selected the Yankees-Red Sox game as their national televised game instead of just the local game that would be on like Yes Network and the local channels. They selected it as their primetime national TV game, which means the game gets moved to 7:10. And that really screwed things up. Screwed things up. My kid goes to bed at 7:30, so it really screws up my kid's sleep schedule. But it screws up the live stream schedule. So I appreciate you guys all being here with us. I wasn't just going to not do the live stream. This is way too big of a week. We've been on way too much of a hot streak. There's too much riding on this China-U.S. trade meeting happening tomorrow. You've got CPI inflation data on Wednesday. A lot going on. All right. So I wanted to make sure that we did the live stream. I got a bunch of trade ideas that I want to go over with you guys that I think are going to really set us up to make some really good money this week. It's going to be a massive week, guys. Okay. So we got a lot going on. I've got a couple trade ideas that I want to go over with you and a lot of things that we're going to be diving into. So I want to say, thank you for joining me here and welcome all of you that are tuning in here just now. Before I kind of dive into my trade ideas and some of the things that I am looking at here for this week, and I'm going to give you my whole game plan, right? I'm literally going to lay out for you how I'm going to make money this week. I'm going to give you the stocks I'm looking at. I'm going to give you the prices I'm going to get in, the prices I'm going to get out. I'm literally going to give you the whole game plan. Okay. But before we get into that, I want to talk about something that has kind of been like itching at me. It's been gnawing. It's been nagging at me, and it's been driving me a little crazy. And I want to talk to you guys about it. I want to acknowledge the elephant in the room, first and foremost. And the elephant in the room is that there's a ton of buzzwords that are going around. There's a ton of talk right now about like magical AI. and how the future of everything is AI. And I'm not saying that I disagree with the future of everything involves AI in some way, shape, or form, including trading and investing. But there's a lot of buzzwords that are being thrown around, and there's a lot of fantasy land type of claims that are being made. And there are some scammers and some people that are falling victim to, belief in something that is not real. Belief in one day they're going to find a unicorn running in the wild and they're going to be able to bring it home for their kid. There's a lot of things that are going around right now that I want to discuss. And when I see these things, I kind of go back to where TTG started. Okay. And the way it all started was that we made a decision in the first, many years ago when we first started True Trading Group to not be like everybody else. I don't come on here and brag and show my P&L. I've never made my success as a trader a reason why you should sign up to True Trading Group. I've never come on and be like, I made $10,000 today. Let me show you this. You should join True Trading Group. I'm amazing. I've never done that. Okay. What I have done is I have made and I have used examples of members' success on reasons why you should join True Trading Group. And I'll show you kind of exactly what I'm talking about. Like, what is that? What does that mean? I've used examples of member success. Members of True Trading Group, if you're on this live stream, type the number 1 in chat right now. If you're making money, if you're becoming a better trader because of TTG, type the number 1 in chat right now. Now, anybody on here that's not a member of True Trading Group, pay very close attention to how many people that you see type the number 1 on this side of the screen in the YouTube chat, because the people that you're about to see type the number 1 are members of True Trading Group that were once in your exact same shoes, tuned into a live stream. We're trying to figure out if the guy in the Yankee hat, it can be trusted, if he's legit, if he actually knows his stuff, if he knows what he's talking about, is he actually successful? And now all of these people are now members of TTG, a community with over 10,000 traders from 114 different countries. And they are telling you, yes, as a matter of fact, I am making money and I am becoming better traders. I am having success thanks to being a member of the True Trading Group platform. These are your friends, your family members, your coworkers, complete strangers. If they can do this, then so can you. These are the examples and the reasons why I've given on why you should join True Trading Group. I've never used my success as an individual. I've used the success of our members of our community on why you should join True Trading Group. But at the very beginning, you go back, we've done thousands of these live streams, right? I've been doing these live streams for years, okay? We have never once claimed to have, because listen, I know I traded on Wall Street. I'm a professional trader. I worked at a hedge fund, all of this. And everyone thinks that like, oh, this guy was on Wall Street. He's going to give me the secret. I've never once ever come on here and claimed to have some special indicator, to have some super top secret. Mike is the truth. He made it possible for me to take my family to the Poconos during Christmas last year. That's incredible. That's incredible. But Sean, you're the truth, brother. You're the truth. You did the work. Sean, you made it possible, right? You made it possible to take your family to the Poconos for a wonderful vacation and create those memories with your family that you're never going to forget. You made that possible. I didn't trade for you, right? We created True Trading Group. We made the platform. We made the destination, the tools, the resources, the community. But you did the work. You bet on yourself. You invested in yourself. You invest in your financial future and your family's financial future, and it paid off big time. So props to you. You are the truth. As is every single other member that's on this live stream right now, and every single member that's part of True Trading Group that did the exact same thing, that's doing the exact same thing. But like I said, you go back and watch any of my live streams over the years. I've never once said, I have a special indicator. I have a super top secret chart pattern that works 100% of the time. I'll show you how to make $1,000 in 10 minutes every single day. Just follow this one simple system. I've never once claimed to have that. Never once. I never claimed to say, hey, I have this course. If you take it, guaranteed you'll become a millionaire. I've never claimed it. I also don't believe that anything like that exists. It's not that I don't believe it. It's that I know it doesn't exist. Because if it did exist, guess what? I would have learned about it working on Wall Street. It doesn't exist. I think it's safe to say that most people, regardless of what has been promised to you in the past by others, what you have been sold on in the past by others, I think it's safe to say that the majority of you now know that that's bullshit. I think you guys know there is no such thing as a unicorn, right? You're not going to find a leprechaun riding a unicorn one day out there in the wild. I think you guys know that by now, and to suggest anything otherwise, I think just insults your intelligence. And the people that works on, those people are just lazy, and they want the easy way out. There is no easy way out. There is no overnight get rich quick scheme. There's only get rich smart and get rich slow. Honestly, that's what it's all about. There is a way for you to make money in the markets consistently. There is a way for you to better your financial position for yourself and your family. It's not a super special top secret indicator. We've always taken the approach, okay? We've always taken the approach to be upfront and transparent with our people, because this industry as a whole, with like courses, chat rooms, trade alerts, tools, it's not an easy industry to build a solid reputation in. You can do everything perfect, but still nobody is without stain. And I get that. But I am noticing a trend, and you've probably noticed it too. Even before I tell you what that trend is, that now all of these services from before, all of these other companies, they're coming forward and they're claiming now that actually it's not the course that I told you was the super secret. It's not the indicator that I told you was the super secret. It's actually the AI scanner. It's the AI chatbot. It's the AI opportunity alert system. It's the Oracle. It's the AI Warren Buffett. That's the secret now. I'm telling you, it's bullshit. The truth is this. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend to know as much about the intricacies and of the technology and how it works. I am not a super tech savvy guy. Okay? I'm not. The stock market, sports, you'll find nobody that's more informed than me. I'll talk about those two things every day until I'm blue in the face. But I don't know about the intricacies of AI technology. That's for my business partner. That's for Adam, right? You guys want to know about all that stuff? Adam's the guy to talk to, okay? My business partner is much better at explaining the technical side of this technology. But what I can tell you is this. The reason that I know that we are onto something very special with True Trading Group, with how we are doing this, is because in all of the time, we have spent multiple years and millions of dollars investing into this technology. And I'll get to what that is in a minute. I have never once needed an explanation on how the technology works and the intricacies of AI and everything else. I've never once needed the explanation. I never once needed to know every single technical nuance of the technology and that info. It doesn't stop Adam from giving it to people that ask for it and want that information. But for me, it would just be right off my head anyway. But it was never needed for a guy like me. And I am someone that is very set in his ways. I've been trading since 2007. I've been doing this for nearly 2 decades. The habits and the things that have worked for me and have made me a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money over my trading career. I've always looked at it like, well, hey, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it, kind of thing. But at some point, when you have a new piece of technology, at some point you realize that by not enhancing yourself and not enhancing the tools that you're using, you're actually selling yourself short and you're limiting your upside. I think myself personally, I maybe was kind of stuck there in the beginning where I was like, listen, I don't care about this AI stuff. This is a couple of years ago where I'm like, what I do works. I have, I'm not going to change anything it is that I'm doing. And I was kind of stuck there in the beginning. But this isn't about fixing something. It's about enhancement. You buy a brand new sports car, right? You put an upgraded sport exhaust on it. You upgrade the sound system. You tint the windows. You're not fixing anything. You're enhancing the car. No different than, the computer that you bought a couple of years ago, right? It wasn't broken. Well, then why'd you just buy a new laptop? Your old one wasn't broken, but you wanted an enhancement. You wanted one that was faster, that had more memory space and every more RAM or whatever it is. No different than, you would just went out and bought the new iPhone. What happened? What was wrong with your iPhone 14? Did it break? Did it no longer work? No. Or yes, it did still work. Then why did you go and buy a new one? It's an enhancement. That's the way that I am looking at all of this, is you're getting an enhancement. I have a routine in the morning that has done very well for me for years. And I'm talking about myself personally. I'm not talking about everybody else. I'm talking about myself. You're talking about a trader that's got 18 years of experience, whatever it is at this point, that has something that's worked for many, many, many years. I would be doing myself a major disadvantage if I didn't enhance some of the things that I'm doing, especially now. Because let me explain something. Trading isn't you against the house. It's not a casino, right? You're not playing against the house. It is you against everybody else. There's a winner and a loser to every single trade. Money is not created when you make a winning trade. It is taken from somebody else. If you make money, that means somebody else lost money. The person who is better prepared, who is better equipped, is the person who wins. And I have noticed over the last year or so that there is enhancements and a little bit of an edge that I feel I would be missing if not utilizing AI technology. And this again is not fixing. It's not a fix, right? It's not an indicator or a special tool that's going to do A, B, C, D. It's not the ability to have, a secret. What it is the ability to have all the scanners that I use, the news feeds that I follow, the chart patterns that I rely on, the technical analysis that I implement, my trade history that I've used to learn from over the years, my risk management rules that I use to ensure that I never go beyond my risk tolerance. It's the ability to pull all of these things into one place. They all can communicate with each other effectively within seconds and offer insight that would either be impossible for me because I am not a computer, or would take me hours and hours to figure out myself. And time is a very important factor when it comes to trading. Time is a very important factor when it comes to investing. It doesn't matter if you're trading stocks or options or futures or crypto, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Time is important. Time is important in life. It's the most valuable resource that you have is time. It's what we all actually seek is time. We all want to make money, right? But really, why do we want to make money? We want to make money so we can retire ahead of schedule. We can spend more time doing our hobbies or spending time with our family. It all comes down to time. Money is just a means. Money is a tool that gets you the time. But that's really what we all seek. It's time. Time is what this AI technology is going to save you. That's why it makes it the most critical enhancement that anyone has ever seen in this industry. Not because it gives you a secret indicator, not because it's going to answer all of the questions that you have. Yes, it can answer all the questions that you have. Yes, it can do all those things, but it's going to give you time. It's going to help you make better decisions. It's going to help you increase your rate of success. The ability to be able to do all of those things, take my entire setup, have it communicate with me via voice, or letting it have access to real-time data, all the nuances of my stuff that's worked for me for years, my trade history, my habits, my strategies, my strengths, my weaknesses, my interests, my life, where I am in my life, having it consider all of that. I just had a kid. I'm also running a business. True Trading Group is a business, right? We have a staff of over 30 people, cost over 10,000 customers from all over the world. Meanwhile, also trading. All those things to be considered within the same pipeline of all the real-time technical stuff to give me the very best possible response and insight. That is what I feel the enhancement is. That's where the real value is. Right? The insight that is received on a consistent and accurate basis. This is what we have built at True Trading Group. This is the evolution and where True Trading Group is going. So when we say you get access to our AI, I will make it very clear what you are getting access to. And it is literally the ability without all the technical jargon, which again, if you want my business partner, I'd be more than happy to explain it to you, is to communicate with it, for it to communicate back. It's the synergy. It's like it's the Iron Man and Jarvis, but for the stock market. That's what we have built. That's why we won the 2024 Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. That is why the NASDAQ works with us. That's why OpenAI works with us in the capacity that it does. That is why Unusual Whales works with us in the capacity that they do. It's not because the indicator that we have is special, super top secret. No. It's not because we have some AI that's going to make you $1 million tomorrow. It's because everyone gets to set up their own individual Jarvis for the stock market, except ours isn't called Jarvis. It's called Mari. And it's implemented into every single area of our website. Right? It's the only resource you can't purchase more of. Yeah. Exactly, Vincent. Exactly. Take it from a guy that's stuck in his ways. I am the example. Okay? It's the only thing that has allowed me to become effective while giving me more time. Not because I can't do it without it. But why do I need it to? I don't need it to do it for me. Whatever I spend on a saving by not using it pales in comparison to the time I get back in the efficiency that I am gaining. Why do I need to do it without its help? If it makes my life easier, saves me time, does all the things that I normally do, and it does it faster and more accurately. That's what this is. Your co-pilot assistant, Mari, it's with you every step of the way, 24/7. And the time you have to be available, that 24/7, that's important. The time you have to be available to learn and everything else is maybe different from mine, right? You have a different schedule. Everyone in here is different. There is no one size fits all here. Okay. The way you learn is not one size fits all. Your trading style is not one size fits all. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your risk tolerance, your experience level, all of it is unique. The idea to tap into this on a daily basis, not just to give you a trade idea, right? Can it give you trade ideas? Yes, of course it can. Can it answer all of your questions? Yes, of course it can. And it does those things exceptionally well. It just has to be able to think faster and consider more than you do, while fully understanding all the technical nuances that go into trading. And my friends, Mari does that very, very well. That is the point. So because of this, I also want to let you know that directly following this live stream, listen to me carefully, members of True Trading Group, you are invited immediately following this live stream to go into the main chat room. Adam, the chat room is closed right now. Immediately following this live stream, you are welcome to go into the main chat room. Adam is going to do a demo in case you guys missed it on Friday. Okay. TTG has always been about putting our money where our mouth is, right? We have the double your money back guarantee when you guys join the annual membership, right? We believe so strongly that all of our existing members, that some of that have never bought the AI, or all of our future members that have not signed up yet, when you guys join our 90-day membership or our annual membership now at this time, and listen, there's no difference between the annual and the 90-day membership. You get all the same access. You get all the same benefits, all the same tools and access. It's just different time. It's 90 days versus a year. If you join for the year, you'll save some money if you join for the year. But 90 days is still, it's 90 days. You still get access to all the same things. Within 90 days, you get a really great feel for everything that is True Trading Group. And now with the 90-day membership, as well as the annual membership, you will get access to our AI without having to pay additional for it. It is now included in the 90-day and annual membership. This means that when you sign up, you will have access to what we are calling the TTG AI Starter, okay? Which is, it's a tiered AI system. There are some limitations as far as like some real-time data and prompts, but it is extremely generous. And it's more than enough to give you a taste of the capabilities that our AI can do. We firmly believe that once you try it, you will wonder how you've ever existed without it before. Like a carpenter using a hammer for the first time instead of using a rock. That is what we believe. We believe so strongly in the platform that we have that if you can't make your membership fee back at least once during the course of a year, we'll give you back double the money that you paid to join True Trading Group. That's us putting our money where our mouth is. That is our double your money back guarantee. But we also believe so strongly in the AI that we've built, the Mari. We spent years and millions of dollars building and creating and generating. That once you try it, you won't want to live without it. That we are giving you a starter version of it included in your 90-day membership. So you can use it and you can realize, wow, this is amazing. I need this. I don't want this. I need this. That's how confident we are in it. And for anyone that's already a member of True Trading Group, if you're already a member of True Trading Group and you've never paid for Mari or the AI, if you've never paid for it, and you guys, like I said, already are a member, you will now have some level of AI access as part of your TTG membership. So all current members, you will now also have some level of access to AI Starter. Okay? As part of your membership now. Arthur says you'll double your money within your first week. Exactly. There you go. Arthur says you'll double your money in your first week. Right? So, how many people on this live stream here are not members? I'm curious to see that. Type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. Just type the letters TTG if you're not a member. I just want to see how many people on the live stream are not members, and then we're going to get into all my trade ideas for the week. Just type TTG if you guys are not part of the community yet. Let me see who we have on here that's not a member. We got Timmy, Wild. That is a wild username that you have. Greg, what's up, Greg? Yeah, just go ahead and type TTG, folks. Those of you that are not members of True Trading Group. Let me see how many people we have on here that are not part of the community just yet. Christopher. Sean's back in the house as always. What's up, Sean? We got Vince. Trading on tilt. We got to change that username, brother. That is a surefire way to get you into trouble. Trading on tilt. That's that revenge trading. We got to try to control those emotions. We'll join True Trading Group, my man. We'll change that username. We will change that username. All right. So listen, those of you that are not a member of True Trading Group, you guys can do yourself a favor. Go to ttgoffer.com. And then I'm going to get into all my trade ideas for the week. Go to ttgoffer.com. Okay. You guys can get a 90-day membership. It comes with complete full access. Okay. You get 90-day access to the same exact stuff as our annual membership. Okay. 90 days though, instead of a full year, including the TTG AI Starter. So you guys can use our AI as well as getting access to our 22 course curriculum, right? Which is a simplified version of the training that I received working at the fund in New York. You get the chat room, the trade alerts, the mobile app, Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, TradingView's premium charting software, the trade ideas scanner, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data. All of this is included for $297 for 90 days. And if you are unhappy after your 90 days, if you're like, you know what, this actually really wasn't that great, I'll give you an extra 30 days for free. How about that? The 90-day membership, there's no automatic renewal. There's no automatic upgrade to an annual membership if you forget to cancel. Okay? If you want to become an annual member after your 90-day membership, you have to physically and manually upgrade to the annual membership. It doesn't happen on its own. Okay? Or you can choose, you want to just do another 90-day membership. You can do that too, but it is up to you. There's no automatic renewal. There's no automatic upgrade. You guys can join right now for 90 days for $297. That's it. And get access to literally everything that you see on ttgoffer.com. There is no difference between the 90-day membership and the annual membership as far as access and benefits. It is the same. The only difference is time. There's no games. There's no BS. Nothing you need to cancel or you get shellacked with all these different charges. None of that stuff. Go to ttgoffer.com. And then if you guys decide, you know what, you guys are great, I want to join the annual membership, we'll credit you the $297 that you already paid. And then you guys will get the double your money back guarantee. That's how confident we are in the platform that we've created. If you join TTG's annual membership after you do the 90 days and you go through our courses, you pass the quizzes, and you attend one study group. We do study groups every Thursday. Attend one. Take your time. You would have the whole year. And if you're unable to make enough winning trades with us to equal what you paid for the membership, let's say, for example, you paid $1,000 for a year membership. If you can't make the $1,000 back at least once, we'll give you back $2,000. Not one, we'll give you back $2,000. That's how confident we are in what we've created. Our refund rate is less than 2.5%. Our retention rate amongst our members is well into the 70s. That is why I have no problem offering that to you guys. Go to ttgoffer.com. Right? We're 4.5 out of 5 stars with over 3,000 reviews. We've been in business for over 5 years. It's all real, folks. Over 3,000 reviews, or just around 3,000 reviews. I don't know if we're just under or just over 3,000. 3,000 reviews. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Go to ttgoffer.com right now. Okay? Everything on that page is included for just $297. You want to know? Here's another thing that you know that a community or a trading platform that it works by how long members are actually there for. How many members, if you have been a member of True Trading Group for 3 years or more, type the number 3. If you've been a member of TTG for 3 years or more, type the number 3. Pay attention to this, those of you that are not members. Because you gotta wonder, right? Like if you joined True Trading Group and you didn't make any money, or even worse, you lost money, you're not going to renew. You're not going to stay. Why would you stay? Why would you keep paying a membership if you weren't making any money? So why do you think all these people have been a member for more than 3 years? It's because they're having success. They're making money. They're becoming better traders. Give us a shot for 90 days. Interesting. Looks like I'm coming home. Let's go. Send a text message. Cat Night. Anybody that used to be a member, you guys want to come back home and rejoin, send a text message. 1-888-621-2127. That phone number is right down there on the bottom of your screen. Again, that's 1-888-621-2127. Text that number right down there. If you guys used to be a member and you want to come home, or you used to be a trial member and you want to come home, you guys can text that number. You can also text that number if you guys have any questions. We're fully transparent. Anything you guys want to know, text that number. We'll answer anything that you guys, we'll help you out, answer any questions that you have. That's 1-888-621-2127. Send a text right now to that phone number you see on the bottom of your screen. All right. So there you have it. And then again, make sure you're watching this video live. Again, make sure you guys see a red dot next to the word live, because we're doing the giveaway in just a little while. All right. You're going to need to make sure that you guys are watching live. All right. It's a big week, guys. It's a big week. Everybody's kind of concerned that this might be the week that we see the tariffs in the inflation number. Everyone's kind of worried this is going to be it. This is going to be the report that you're going to see this big jump in inflation. So people are starting to get a little nervous about that. You also have the U.S. and China are starting back up their trade discussions. There's a meeting happening, I think, in London tomorrow. So this week can start off with a bang. Depending on how that meeting goes, I think is going to really set the tone and set the pace for this week. So there's two main catalysts this week that I'm going to be paying attention to. One, what are the headlines coming out of the meeting between the U.S. and China tomorrow? Second, the CPI report we get Wednesday. Those are the two driving forces behind the action this week. Now, because I don't know how the meeting is going to go between the U.S. and China, I'm going to come into this week with long ideas and some short ideas. I have a balanced watch list this week. Sometimes I come into a week and when I feel like, hey, I feel like the market's got clear direction, we're moving higher, or we got clear direction, we're moving lower. My watch list is predominantly one-sided, whether long or short. Viren Koda says, I recently joined. I love the group. I'm going to be here long-term. Join the family. That's what I'm talking about. There it is. Again, guys, that's ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included for just $297 for 90 days. Any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. We're the best damn $297 you guys have ever spent. You've all lost way more than $297 in a stupid trade before. You all have. You know you have. You know it. You know it. ttgoffer.com. All right, let's take things now on over to the charts. Let's talk about what it is that I'm looking at here this week. The market rally off those April lows continues, and the pain trade is still to the upside. I got to be honest with you, it's not very often that you see a scenario where retail traders did better than hedge funds. And over the last 2 months, that has been the case, where retail traders were aggressively buying the April sell-off, including us at Your Trading Group. We added actually April 4th and April 7th. We added in our long-term portfolio. We do long-term portfolio stuff at Your Trading Group too. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term portfolio. We trade stocks, options, futures. We do it all, right? And we were aggressively buying in the long-term portfolio on that Friday, April 4th, and then Monday, April 7th. Turned out to be just absolutely phenomenal. A lot of the stocks that we bought those days are actually already up 100% or 80%. We have Rubrik, Palantir, Snowflake, Netflix, all the Mag 7, Meta, NVIDIA, Amazon, Microsoft, CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, just to name, these are just a couple of stocks, just to name a few of the stocks that we added. Palantir, I don't know if I said Palantir or not. Uber was another one that we added to. Broadcom, AVGO, the list goes on. These are all the stuff that we bought on April 4th and April 7th. But the point that I'm getting at is that retail was actually aggressively buying and hedge funds were actually aggressively shorting the bounce that was taking place there in the middle and end of April. So you actually have come into a situation where you had a little bit of a short squeeze early in May when the U.S.-China news happened, this right here. This was a bit of a short squeeze, okay? Right in here when you had this news of the U.S.-China lowering the tariffs down to 10%. And then you had the lighter than expected CPI data, and the markets have just kind of slowly churned higher, and hedge funds got caught short. There was very aggressive hedging on this rally right here into April because nobody thought that this bounce was going to be able to really continue. And instead, we gapped above all your major moving averages, and we've consolidated. We held above all those major moving averages to maintain what I still believe is a pain trade that is to the upside, not to the downside. And I think hedge funds are stuck with a situation right now, which is, do you chase the rally or do you wait for a pullback? Either way, I think pullbacks are buyable still in this market unless something major changes. What are those major changes? I don't believe you're going to see this big reacceleration in inflation. I really don't. But if like reciprocal tariffs were to come back on, there's trade talks completely break down between the EU and between China, then you can see a more severe pullback that would have legs to the downside. If you don't get something like that, I think that you have an established floor in the S&P, right, or the SPY, rather. I have this chart of the SPY up. That's in the 570s. I think the 570s, there's enough of a floor there that 570s, 560s, that is where I think any type of a real pullback gets bought. I don't think you have a scenario where we're going back down to test the April lows unless something severe were to happen that I can't foresee, like an outlier or some black swan type of event. Unless something like that happens, dips are going to get bought. And when you just look at pure positioning, when you look at CTA positioning, hedge fund positioning, they are not positioned to capitalize. They have missed out on really capitalizing on this rally. So the pain trade is still to the upside. And I'll tell you what, if you get a CPI number on Wednesday that's lighter than expected, you're going to see this market push higher. I believe you're going to see the market push higher because everybody is anticipating the CPI number to go up from what it was the month prior, because everyone's anticipating the tariffs to now show up in the inflation number. So if you get a lighter than expected inflation read, that's going to be your fourth consecutive better than expected inflation number. And I believe the markets would move higher on the back of that. If you get positive headlines out of the US and China trade meeting that's happening tomorrow, the markets, I think, could move higher. But those are two catalysts that kind of have to go one way in order for us to really be able to push ourselves further to the upside. If they don't, then I'll look for the pullback. Okay. If the US and China meeting only lasts 20 minutes and everybody just storms out of the room, market's going lower. If the CPI number is worse than expected, market's going lower as everyone's going to be worried about now the tariff impact on inflation. That means the Fed's not going to be able to cut rates until later this year. The market's going to move lower. Yields are going to move higher. It's going to be a nasty week if those two things unfold. I don't know how those things are going to unfold. I'm not a psychic. I'm not here trying to predict how a meeting is going to go between the US and China trade reps. So I'm going to be reactive. Okay. I'm not going to be predictive coming into this week. We've had a phenomenal stretch here at True Trading. We've had some huge weeks. We finished off a huge week last week thanks to Circle. We absolutely crushed that Circle IPO. We crushed Amazon long. We had a really great week last week. I have Circle back on my watch list this week. I have Amazon back on my watch list this week. Those are the two highest P&L ticker symbols for us last week. They're back on watch this week. All right. So I think we have to just wait and see what these catalysts are to pick direction in the overall market. Let me give you the individual stocks that I'm paying attention to as we come into this week. Like I said, first and foremost, Circle. Okay. This is a huge trade for us. This is the stablecoin IPO that came out on Thursday. We did not trade it on Thursday. I waited till day 2 and we caught the long. It was an absolute monster. I'm keeping this on my watch list, looking for the prior 103, 104 IPO high, which was also highs of the day on Friday. So there's early highs on Friday, and here's the high from the IPO print. We broke through that on Friday, and then you pulled back in, and then that level became support. Okay. I'm looking for this level to continue to be support if there's a pullback, and look for a bounce back off it. So we're still going to look for like longs on Circle down underneath 110, but above 105 with a stop loss down in the low 100s, and see if there's just more upside and more momentum behind this IPO, and see if you even maybe get a little bit of a short squeeze, because sometimes when these IPOs go nuts, you have people step in, they try to short them, and then you can get those little bit of a squeeze moves. You've seen that happen with IPOs like Robinhood that happened to, an IPO like Rivian it happened to. So you've seen a lot of IPOs like Newsmax, Webull. Those are recent IPOs where short squeezes took those stocks higher in the first couple of days. And I think that Circle has potential to do something like that. So we're going to keep this on watch. It was a big winner for us Friday. We're going to watch that in around the 105-ish area. If there's a pullback under 110, we look for that to be an area of support to see if we can get some more upside. So like I said, my watch list is neutral. I have longs and shorts. That's one of the longs. Let's talk about another long. It's Amazon. We traded Amazon on Thursday and Friday. We caught this long on Thursday, and then we caught the whole thing on Friday. And I'm actually still long some of this Amazon position. Okay, so I actually am still in some of that Amazon position from last week. Okay, was a really great trade for us, and I think there's more upside here. So that's why I'm still long from my position last week, but I might reload it. We get a pullback to like 213, maybe 212.75. I'm looking for that to be support. Stop loss 210, and I'm looking for Amazon to get to 215 and then break 215 and push towards 220. I don't know if you get to 220, but I think we're going to push towards 220. So we're looking for 212.75 to 213 for the long. Stop loss down there around 210, 210 and a half. We're going to target a push into the high two teens, maybe 217, 218. I think we can try to get up to that 220 level. I think that's a real nice spot that we can look for Amazon to give us a little bit more upside this week. Then we're going to look at Boeing. Boeing has been absolutely on fire since that April low. You have a nice resistance level up here that sits around 216, 217. And I think we're going to get back in there and test it. So I look at this and I say to myself, it looks like we have a decent level right here, right? Take a look at this level right here. This level's around 209. You can see previous resistance a couple of weeks ago, right? More resistance from a week prior. Then you traded above it. It became support. And then on Thursday, it was support. And on Friday, it was support. So I just think let's continue to ride the uptrend. And let's see if we can get something that looks like that on Boeing, right? So Boeing will look for support around 209, or I should say probably Boeing is going to be along around 210 to 11 with a stop loss 209. Okay, so we'll look for 210 to 11 long. Our target is going to be 215 to 217 on Boeing. All right, so that's circle, Amazon, Boeing for the longs. Let's talk about shorts. And this is another trade that I'm already in. It's CoreWeave. I shorted CoreWeave on Thursday. It was a big trade for us. We'll go back to a 3-minute chart. Nailed this thing on Thursday, held on to some of that position on Friday. And I'm just looking to see, does 143 act as resistance? If 143 acts as resistance, I think you can see CoreWeave do something that looks like that. Okay, if 143 is resistance, I think this goes to 130 would be the target. Okay, so we're going to target 130, maybe lower, but I'm going to at least target 130. Okay, stop loss would be 150. And I'm going to look to see if this level right here, this is an intraday level. Okay, this is an intraday level, and I want to point it out to you. Here is a prior pivot low on Thursday, right? You tried to hold it, then you broke down underneath it and gave you the move. Then on Friday, you gapped back above that level, tried to double bottom, broke under it, were unable to hold that support. And after you broke underneath it, resistance, 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 resistance. So if come tomorrow, CoreWeave does this, bang, bang, and rejects back off of that level, I'm already short, but I will reload the position short. I'll get back to full size, and I will look for this to fill that gap down to Thursday's close, which is 135. But then from there, I think you would trade lower down to 130. And that would be where the bulk of that position and that profit then comes off the table. So we're going to look for that for the CoreWeave trade, target down around that 130. And then last but not least, this is going to be a trade idea that some people probably won't like. And it is because it's going against like the social media mania. And it's a lower probability trade, but it has extremely high reward if the setup actually happens. I need very specific price action to happen in order to get me into this trade. I'll explain what it is. It's short QBTS. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying that this is probably going to not, this might upset some people is because everybody on social media is looking for this thing to squeeze to like $50 or so. There is a high short float on this thing. It is heavily shorted. It definitely could experience a short squeeze, which is why I'm telling you, I'm not just shorting it. I need very specific price action to happen in order for me to short this thing. You have resistance at 19.5. 19.5 is this 3-day high, okay, 1, 2, 3 days, you put in the top here at 19 and a half, okay? That's, the end of May. What I'm looking for is I'm looking to see if you break through 1950, maybe go to 20, 20 and a quarter, right? And then fail and put in a candle that looks something like this. Okay. If you get a candle that looks something like this and you failed to break that top, then I think this is going to pull back. Okay. So what I am looking for, and I'm going to wait for this, I'm not going to short on the way up. I will be shorting on the way down. I need the stock because the only way I short this, if it is a failed breakout. Okay, there's nothing more bearish than a failed bearish move. If you break through 1950, everybody starts to chase it long. They think the squeeze is on. It puts in the top at 20 and change and then drops back underneath 19. I'm going to short that against 20 and I'm going to hold it for a swing trade. And I'm going to look for this thing to go back to $15. Okay, it's lower probability, it's higher risk, but it's incredibly high reward if we get it right. But I need that price action to happen. I'm not just going to short it if it goes to 20. I need it to go to 20 and then pull back under 19. Then I'll short it. Only if it gives me a failed breakout. That's it. Only if we get a failed breakout. Okay? And that's it, guys. So there you go. We got some long ideas. We got some short ideas. Okay, we got a lot of stuff going on this week. You've got the U.S.-China meeting tomorrow. You got CPI on Wednesday. There's a lot cooking. Remember, ttgoffer.com, 90 days, $297, all complete, full access. Okay, full access, no restrictions. Same thing as the annual membership. You just have it for 90 days and you can only pay $297. Get access to the AI. This will help you guys get a real good feel for what it is that we have here at True Trading Group. Okay. And get to really test out and try that AI and see if TTG is right for you. Then decide if you guys want to become an annual member. Again, that's ttgoffer.com. Text us with questions, 1-888-621-2127. Main chat is now open. Members, main chat is open. Immediately following this live stream, Adam is going to do a demo for you guys with the AI. If you missed it on Friday, head into the main chat room now. Immediately following this live stream, Adam's going to do a demo. So if you are a member of TTG, head into the main chat room now. That takes me to the second code word for tonight's giveaway. Today's giveaway. I keep saying tonight, today's giveaway. The second code word is meeting. So the code words for today's giveaway are trade meeting. We've got a big trade meeting tomorrow. Okay. Big trade meeting tomorrow between the US and China that I think is going to set the tone for the markets this week. You need to know both code words if your name is called. That means it's giveaway time. So when Joe is ready, he's going to pull up the wheel of names. We will spin that wheel live. And if your name is called, you have 2 minutes to send a text message to that phone number that you see at the bottom of your screen. You text that number 786-292-1606 within the 2-minute time frame. Give us the 2 code words. The prize is yours. If you're an annual member, you get a full year of STR totally for free. If you are a lifetime member, you get a bonus skip the line one-on-one mentor session with any mod of your choice. Joe, let's go ahead and spin that wheel. Good luck, everybody. And the winner is Erica Ellerson. The clock starts now. Erica Ellerson, the clock starts now. Erica Ellerson, you have 2 minutes to send a text message to 786-292-1606 and give me the 2 code words. While we wait for Erica, I'll take a question from Brian. Brian says, what do you think about Tesla this week? I have absolutely no clue. I'm staying away from Tesla. I stayed away from Tesla on Friday. I want no part of it. There's way too much headline risk. I have no idea what Trump will say or what Elon Musk will say. I just think there's way too much noise in that stock right now. I think there are much better things to trade. Thursday, obviously, was this huge, massive sell-off. That was the day to trade it when all of that was unfolding, when the relationship between Elon Musk and Trump was kind of blowing up. That was the day to trade it. Then you come in on Friday with this big gap up on the stock. You're back above major moving average support. You know, it looks like that little spat is like kind of winding down and cooling off. I just think that there's better things to trade that have much more clear technical driven setups rather than a stock that's going to move 5 to 10% based on a tweet. Okay. So I'm not really looking at Tesla coming into this week. I stayed away from it on Friday. I think there's better things to trade. That's just me personally. Erica, you have 30 seconds. The clock is ticking. You have 30 seconds before time runs out on you, Erica. You have now 25 seconds, Erica, before time runs out. 15 seconds. It's not looking good for Erica. 10 seconds. Guys, again, if you're a member of True Trading Group, go into the main chat room now. It is open. Adam is going to be doing an AI demo for you guys totally for free. So hop on in there now. That's it. 2 minutes have come. 2 minutes have gone. Erica has missed out on her chance at claiming her prize. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel. And the winner is Bonnie Daniel. Bonnie Daniel. You have 2 minutes. You have yes, we do trade the Qs. We trade the SPY, we trade the Qs, we trade, the NQ futures, we trade MES, RTY, those are futures contracts on the S&P, Russell, and the NASDAQ. We trade it all. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds, Bonnie. The clock is ticking. Come on, Bonnie. 1 minute and 25 seconds to send a text to 786-292-1606. Give us the 2 code words. Bonnie, the prize is yours. Badass95Z says, I finally gotten the time to start going through the TTD courses, and it's really well thought out and informative. I've learned a good bit so far. I never learned from just watching YouTube videos. Hell yeah. Oh boy, we got 45 seconds left for Bonnie. Oh man, we might be 0 for 2. We got 30 seconds left for Bonnie. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. 15. 10 seconds, Bonnie. We're going to go 0 for 2 here tonight, Joe. That's too bad. That is too bad. Wah, wah, wah. Folks, that's it. Members of True Trading Group, get your butts on over into main chat. Adam's doing a demo for the AI, totally free. In case you guys missed it Friday, head on in there. The main chat room is now open. If you're not a member, go to ttgoffer.com. Join us for a 90-day membership for just $297, and then go inside main chat and get a live demo from my business partner, the co-founder of True Trading Group, and the mind behind the AI tool. That is an award-winning AI tool. Don't forget, we received the Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. Head on into main chat. You guys can learn how to use it as best as possible to help you guys make the most amount of money as possible. At the end of the day, that is what we are all here to do, is to make money. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. If you guys have any questions about the membership, or if you need help signing up, text us 1-888-621-2127. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. Show some love. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care.